Are you finding yourself wondering lately, will clients keep coming in? Will they continue saying yes to your patient care plans? Can I keep even raising my fees without pushing people away? If you've been feeling that way, that pressure, you're not alone. Between economic uncertainty, rising costs, global negative headlines, it's easy for fear to creep in to how we lead our practices. But here's the important question. Should fear drive your decision making as a veterinary practice owner? I don't believe it should. Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Parker from the Standing Ovation practice. And today I want to talk to you about something that many veterinary practice owners are feeling right now and not always openly discussing: how to stay steady, focused, and successful during uncertain economic times. Because the reality is here, uncertainty is nothing new. Many of us have already lived through the dot-com crash, the Great Recession of 2008 and 2009, and of course the COVID-19 pandemic. And what did we learn all through those difficult periods? Veterinary medicine adapts, veterinary medicine survives. In fact, during the Great Recession, people cut back on vacations and luxury spending, but they still cared for their pets. And during COVID-19, practices became busier than ever. So today I want to share with you several important truths, several practical action steps that can help you lead your practice with clarity instead of fear. Here's the first one. Most fears never materialize. One of the biggest lessons I've learned over the years is this: many of the things we worry about actually never happen. I think I heard somewhere that 98% of the things we worry about don't happen, and the 2% that do don't happen in the way we're worried about. Worry consumes energy, it clouds judgment, and it distracts us from taking meaningful action. Now, planning, that's different. Planning is productive. Planning is powerful. There's a major difference between worrying emotionally and preparing strategically. And as practice owners, our job is not to panic. Our job is to assess reality, make sound decisions, and lead. Here's the next one. Don't let emotion override data. Many of our fears come from what I call our case. This is our collective combination of our internal triggers, our past experiences, both good and bad, our emotional reactions, and sometimes those emotions distort reality. For example, recently I worked with a practice owner who is becoming increasingly highly anxious because there were a few open spots on the appointment schedule. But when we looked at the numbers, the clinic was actually having a highest ever month, both in revenue and transactions. So the fear wasn't based on data, it was based on an emotion, kind of a trigger looking at the appointment book. And that's why tracking your KPIs, your key performance indicators, are so important. Your numbers tell the real story. What should you be minimally tracking? Number of new clients coming in, transactions, average client spending, and your total revenue. That's what I call the basic quad. Clients, transactions, average client transaction, and your total revenue. And the phrase I used in our practice was no case on post, meaning stay rational, trust the data, not the fear. Here's your third one. Control your environment. Our environment affects our mindset more than anything we realize. Constant exposure to negative media, alarming headlines, and fear-based messaging can slowly increase stress and anxiety. I've had it happen. And when that stress follows us into the clinic, it impacts our leadership, our team morale, and our client interactions. But here's the thing. You have a choice. You can immerse yourself in fear-driven media all day long. You can be doom scrolling and all that, or you can intentionally shut off the media, stop the doom scrolling, and focus on directly what's in front of you: your patients, your client, that exceptional team you've got, your mission. Protecting your mental environment is part of being an effective leader. Control it. Stay positive. Here's the fourth one. Make your practice a bastion of sanity. One of the most important things you can do right now is create a calm, stable, focused workplace culture. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means choosing how you're going to respond to them. In my practice, for example, if a team member is having a difficult morning, I would pull them aside privately, acknowledge it, and encourage them to reset. Oftentimes, that involved going for a walk around the block, and I'd say, go for a walk, come back in 15 minutes, leave your troubles at the back door. They just needed a few minutes outside to clarify their head, come back into the practice, and off we'd go. What mattered was protecting the emotional tone of the practice. It's important because clients feel it, patients feel it, and your team feels it. Leadership is an emotional contagion. Your steadiness matters. Here's the next one. Number 5, surround yourself with positive people. I cannot express the importance of this enough. Your team shapes your culture every single day, and that's why the attitude of your members matters so much. Yep, you can train skills, but it's much harder to train mindset. That's why you've heard me say hire for smile, drill and train for skill. A positive, engaged team member creates resilience and energy inside a practice. Constantly negative people do the opposite. They pee in the pool. They're that bad apple in the bunch. As owners and leaders, we have a responsibility to build a team culture intentionally. This means hiring carefully, coaching consistently, and when necessary, making those difficult personnel decisions professionally and appropriately. Because culture is not accidental. It's created by you. Here's the next one, number 6. Make time for joy. One mistake many practice owners make during stressful times is to kind of put their shoulder into it and abandon the things that recharge them. Don't do that. You need a few moments of joy a day. Spend time with your family, play with your pets, exercise, get outdoors, reconnect with hobbies. These are not distractions from your leadership. They are fuel for leadership because you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you are drained completely, there's nothing more to give. So take care of yourself. Let me leave you with this. You cannot control global events. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control every challenge that comes your way, but you absolutely can control your responses. You can choose action over reaction, data over fear, intention over noise. And that mindset will shape not only your practice performance, but the emotional health of your entire team. Here are 7 practical action steps you can begin to implement immediately. Number 1, plan proactively. Don't react emotionally. Number 2, track and rely on your KPIs. Remember our quad? New clients, transactions, average client transaction, and revenue. Number 3, limit exposure to negative news and media. In fact, cut it off. Stop the doom scrolling. Number 4, create a positive, focused practice environment. Number 5, build and maintain a supportive team culture. Create that bastion of sanity. Number 6, spend time doing what brings you joy. And number 7, stay active and prioritize your physical well-being. You matter. You count to your team because resilient leaders build resilient practices. If you found this helpful, I'd encourage you to subscribe, follow, and connect with us at the Standing Ovation Practice. And if your veterinary practice is navigating challenges right now, like so many are, and you'd like a little guidance, support, and strategic coaching, we'd be happy to have a conversation. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Joel Parker. I'll see you next time.